And it looks like we're live.
We're live.
Let me pinch myself. Yes, I'm alive. Welcome to Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense.
Plus more.
We take turns. We take turns saying that. I like that. So today was your turn. Great. Before we start, I want to just say something. We're getting a lot of views. And I turned off the comment section on my YouTube channel. And not that I need to give an explanation, but I will. I'm one of those types that I don't look at my past videos. I don't would look at interviews, none of it. And quite frankly, dear audience, your comments, this is about me and my son having a conversation. And whereas I welcome, no, comments, no comment. It's not about compliments or judgment. So there's no comments. And then I read something on YouTube. One person said, "Well, if you don't turn on your comments, I'm not watching." Well, guess what? Don't watch. But yeah, their comments aren't going to be on. If you want to contact me directly, go to my website, email me, RebeccaNorrington.com. But other than that, no comments. Thank you.
And the other thing is we're not commenting about no comments. And well, and maybe we'll comment a little bit. And it's just like anything. If we're not interested or someone's not interested in a response or feedback, that's just as valid online as it is in person. Right now, with no comments, we're offering this. It's not a dialogue, but it could be a dialogue. It's just not right now. And we do take opportunity to read that email that you bring in sometimes with questions. So when it's appropriate, when it's time. But I like that addressing the no comments. And who knows why, as you would say, just inspired to turn off the comments for now.
Yes. Well, I've had the comments off for a while, but one thing that you said that I want to go back to, what was it? And you just said it. Oh, the 68 memory. Oh, if you have questions, definitely. I love questions. Yes, I love questions. How do I, what do I get, send in your predicament or your challenge. Oh, we would love to chew on that. But as
You
far
know what?
as
The other thing I'm thinking too about, I feel the same. The other thing I'm thinking about comments is when something is being created for me, especially in the early process. That's important for me to really nurture that, almost like a newborn baby. I don't need 100 hands. I don't need 100 babysitters. I need to really be present, take care of my baby, and I'll welcome in the doctors and the people taking care of and the babysitters when it's time. And I'm thinking about art projects in particular of just no let me let it form first if and when before I welcome in any input from someone else.
I love that. And you made a perfect analogy, I must say. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That a baby is born. Hey, look at that baby. There's not enough hair. There's no teeth. He's looking sideways. Shouldn't he be taller? Shouldn't he weigh more? No, no comments. This is the beginning. This is our 17th episode. So with that, thank you for the comments, but no thank you. Now let's get on with the show.
Now it's how.
Now it's on. Now the show's on. Now we live. Word of the day, Nathan. I believe it or not have 3 words of the day.
Well,
Oh,
I might have to match you, but okay.
and the only reason is I just couldn't decide, and one of them came today, and it's going to be really quick. One word is uh, compartmentalize. Compartmentalize. And that's an easy one. And a lot of the, not a lot of it, most of the professional athletes have to do that. Scratch that most. All professional athletes have to compartmentalize, meaning they have to stay in the moment. If they're playing in the Super Bowl, if they're playing in the NBA championship game, they're not thinking about some kind of relation. Well, usually not thinking about some relationship problem or anything else. So this compartmentalize, and I'm personalizing it because I got this 6-year ongoing battle with who, Sean Tanko, who's the probate commissioner.
Who shall not be named, but is named.
I'll name him because I'm not saying anything defamatory. But anyway, so and I was in a state of, well, I can't really feel good until all this is over. No, I'm going to put that in a little compartment. I'm going to keep it there, and I'm going to keep it moving. And so this gelling together, this bleeding over with different aspects of my life. No, that's in a different compartment, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to practice. Scratch that. I'm going to practice keeping things separate, not letting anything bleed in.
Great examples from you and the athletic team, and a great word, and a word that I happen to use myself. And going back to our word, our theme, one of our themes last week of flexibility, being mentally flexible, not only physically flexible, mentally flexible, being mentally flexible. Yes, this is something on my mind, something I'm working with, this is something active in my life, and we're going to mentally put it over here and focus over here.
Yes, and thank you for interrupting my word of the day section.
Well, I was just dozing off a little bit. I thought I would jump in. So you have another word which is against the rules, but now we're making more rules.
Well, there are no rules. Remember?
That's true.
Yeah, no rules. We don't follow rules. In fact, if there is a rule, you can better believe that your mother's going to break them.
You can best believe that we're going to be breaking and bending rules if there are any. And I know that's right.
I know that's right too. My word, which is, I'm just going to do 2 words because I don't, 3 is overkill.
Okay.
2 words. This is a favorite word. Word is called buttress. Thank you.
Girl,
I knew you
really came in strong today.
Yes. Buttress, spelled Buttress. Buttress.
All right.
Hold on. Come on. It's not buttressing. And buttress means,
buttress. Buttress.
One more just for the laugh.
Buttress.
Buttress, a protecting support of stone or brick. In other words, it's a support. It keeps something standing up. It keeps something firm. My philosophies are buttressed to the universal laws. And that may not make any kind of sense, but it's a source of defense or support. She clung to her shrinking faith as a buttress against despair.
That sounds like it could be you.
Not could be, it is. Well, I am a butt and a tress. Buttress.
Well, hang on to that buttress faith. You're going to need it.
Okay.
Well, I love those words. I'm going to do 2 words as well. I have a good word and then a fun word. First word is mellifluous.
Oh, Jesus.
You'll be able to do it. You'll be able to do it because I thought of you.
Can I give an eye roll here? Can I give an eye roll, please?
As long as you do it silently. Mellifluous. It means sweet or musical, pleasant to hear. The voice was mellifluous and smooth. That's a good one.
It's a great word, but how the hell am I going to remember that?
Well, you won't, but it'll be fun to see you try.
Okay, mellifluous.
Like fluid with FL. Mellifluous.
Oh, mellifluous. Mellifluous.
Yes. Anyways, so the second word, since we get to do 2, and this is a goofy word, it's addle-brained.
Oh, I love that word.
Addle-brained.
Now that's me.
That's you.
Addle-brained.
Addle-brained, it is you. It says mentally muddled or lacking in common sense, confused.
No, that's you.
You might be right. Well, we'll let the audience decide. Oh, wait, they're not deciding anything.
That's right. What audience? And by the way, I'm going to add, I never drink out of a cup. I don't know why I was drinking out of a cup or a mug. This is what I drink out of. And so this is my drink now with the straw.
Yeah, you like the straw. I don't like the straw.
I need the straw. I cannot drink without a straw. I carry straws on me.
And you like the classic straw.
Plastic straw, not a paper straw. It mushes.
Plastic.
Plastic, baby. Just the straw. Everything else is real. Get it?
All right, well, that's a fun intro to the show.
Let's get to the topic. What you want to go first? Your topic.
Yeah, well, on that note, you like drinking out of straw. I don't. My first topic is everyone is different. And I had a brief conversation with a friend yesterday. We were texting to make plans to hang out, and he wasn't texting back promptly, not texting back at all, but he would call me. And I found out in our conversation, he prefers phone calls to text. And I said, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And he told me why. The reasons aren't important at the moment. But the point is, I got the information that he prefers calls to text. And that helped me understand how to communicate with this person and not take it personally. And now I know. And because he's a friend who I want to work with, want to be friends with, work with, that's easy. And it's just helpful to know that this might be a surprise, but I was taking it personally.
Not you.
No. You might find it hard to believe, but there was just the smallest tick of getting ticked off.
Well, I'm going to buttress my comment against what I've learned in 68 years. This is a perfect topic. I have the same example. My sister, your aunt, prefers calling. She's old school and would rather use the phone. But I'm gonna say that sometimes when I'm inspired to answer, I will, not will. And sometimes I'm not going to answer. And I told her, I said, I'll answer when I'm inspired. I said, or I'll answer when I can. But just because someone else prefers that, and it's a sliding scale, and I'm open to be open. But if I'm just not inspired to answer the phone, even though she prefers that, I'm not going to answer the phone. But so what you're saying is it's an easy compromise for you to answer the phone, especially after you find out that your friend or this friend prefers calling. And I have to say, I prefer, unless I'm talking to you or another person, I prefer texting. So all of my friends know that, and they don't call me. No wonder I don't have any friends.
Well, that's a good point. And you do have friends, and I'm your friend when I'm available. And I think the most important part of this is the information, is just the knowledge. Because I do prefer texting at certain points for whatever reason, if it's whatever, directions, logistics. But just knowing what I'm working with, like you say, knowing your audience, I don't know if I'm going to be inspired to take his calls either. I don't always want to jump on the phone, but it does help to just know that.
And so with that, now you brought up another point. So with that, your conversation may be to let him know that sometimes you're just not inspired to pick up the phone. Did you do that?
No, I didn't. The only thing I didn't, but that would be good. I just said it's really helpful to know that.
And the other thing that because this is such a juicy topic, is the stories that go on in my head as to why someone is doing it. It's just always the stories, the negative conclusions. No, it's not personal. Whatever I have in my head, 99.9 is just not the truth. It's a made up story to keep me, I say the ego, to keep me in a state of discontentment.
Well, the latest analogy for me is the labyrinth. Do you know that movie, that 80s movie, The Labyrinth? It's just that maze. It's just a maze.
Never heard of it.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I saw it recently. That's why it's in my
Oh,
in my head, with the mind creating stories, trying to figure out what's going on. Why did they do this? That's just a maze that I'm never gonna get out of.
well, I'm not gonna say never gonna get out of, but what I'm definitely gonna do is recognize it, and I'm not going to try to get out of it, but I recognize it for what it is and let it go, and then accept it and just and know that it doesn't have any power unless I give it power.
Mm-hmm.
Great topic.
Yeah.
Next topic. Listen to this one. This is about guilt. We talked about it, bringing it up a couple of weeks ago, but we never got to it. Correct?
Yes.
Guilt. So I have a new perspective. Answering these questions, because one of my students in my Truth About Happiness classes, she's saying, guilty. She's felt guilty. Why is she feeling guilty? What is guilt? Why do I feel guilty? And how do I get over feeling guilty? What is guilt? Why do I feel guilty? And how do I get over feeling guilty? And then I just made a list of what used to make me feel guilty. And Nathan, I'm going to have to say it all, what I can remember stems around you and me as a mother. And this journey that I've taken, this happiness specialist, and getting to this point, and this growth and the consciousness and self-awareness. I mean, it's been 45 years of wanting to be happy. And just to be clear, this wanting to be happy is a vibration of contentment. But the only guilt that I can remember is my guilt about what a mother I used to be. I used to be, I say, a bitch on wheels, my way or the highway, overbearing, demanding. You can't believe it now. Of course, look at me. But yes, and just, I remember one time when you said to me, and I'm just going to let it out. You said, "Don't you know you're the reason why I don't have a voice?" I've never forgotten that. But that wasn't about you. It was about me feeling guilty. And then I came up with, Nathan, a different way to define guilt. And that is, let me just back up a little bit. I just remember watching some of my videos when you were in my videos, and especially if I was behind the camera or even next to you, and my voice was just bossy, and it was just so strong and hard. I don't remember feeling any love for it in it, but I loved you, but I don't remember feeling any love. I just, like a sergeant. That's like a boot camp instructor. I was a boot camp mother. Yes, I was a boot camp mother. And then, but this is my new thing. I'm redefining guilt. First of all, guilt is a program. But now I wouldn't do anything. No, now I would do everything differently. Why? Not from guilt, just because I've grown. I've grown, and I'm different, and I respond not only to you, but to the majority of people differently. I can feel the difference. And let me just read. So my redefinition, redefining guilt is, guilt means that I'm more aware and I'm different than the older me. It's just growth. Guilt means that I've made progress. Guilt is a time of celebration.
I'm hearing, there's a lot I want to say. I'm hearing the positivity, the light in guilt, because that word seems to have only one side to it, only one tone to it. And everything to me has two tones. It has all the tones in it. And I'm hearing a growth and guilt. I've never heard that before. And it feels true for me. And I really like the bringing it to the mother son topic. And I was cool with you having the guilt, you having all the guilt for those earlier days. Well, it turns out I've got guilt too. So congratulations, because I feel guilty as a son. Anytime I'm cooking and putting seasoning on it, making it taste good, washing the dishes, doing laundry, boy, I don't remember having any gratitude or appreciation for you in the kitchen and chopping up vegetables to encourage me to eat vegetables because I was so resistant and so persistent about, no, I want it this way, I want it this way. Well, how are we going to get this kid to eat some veggies? And you chopping up vegetables and making food and the pork chops dry. You think I sleep good knowing that I said this pork chop is dry?
More than once. You said it
More than once, and it wasn't even that dry. So I have guilt too. And that this mother son, it's just really, we've come such a long way. I think some of the guilt is up to me to work through and grow out of and work through. And then some of it has been healed from you, letting me off the hook. Nathan, there's nothing to feel guilty of. You were just doing you were doing the best you can. You giving me that permission has helped. And it's still my job.
And one of the things, and I love that. And one of the things that this woman asked me, because this is what I said in class, I said, and then I had to let go of that. I practiced letting go of that. And this is one of the reasons why the practice is because hi little girls, Lexi, Luna. They hear grandma they hear grandma.
They do.
Hi little girls. And one of the practices how I was able to let go is the trust that everything that I did, everything that I said, how I said it, why I said it, you needed to hear it, you needed to experience it. And then she said, well, how do you know that? And I threw up my hands and I said, trust.
That's all trust. That's trust to me too. How do I know that? I trust it. I don't know much of anything, but I know that I can trust. I know that I can trust in the course of events. And I want to take a stab at these questions, and I'm going to do it quickly. What is guilt? The first thing that's coming up, guilt is a feeling. That's all I have. It's a feeling. And why? Well, this would be your definition, was this time to feel that feeling. And then how do I get over that? For me, how do I get over feeling guilt is I put a spotlight on it. I name it. I do like to name the feelings. I'm feeling guilty. Name it, put a spotlight, do a little thinking about it, and then practice compartmentalizing it, whether I think it's done or not, putting it in its place, putting it in the drawer, whether it's complete or not, and then moving on. That's how, and choosing to move on. And if I don't know how to do it, asking for help to move on.
I'm going to piggyback on that, and then I'm going to put an explanation point on it, only because, come on now, I am the expert here.
On guilt. Now.
Wow. Touche, Mr. Monkey. Okay, back to labeling. How do I know this is my practice? I get it. And this is what I'm going to say. There are vibration, there are levels of consciousness, lower levels. Where is my chart? lower levels, higher levels. So we have guilt, apathy, shame, blame. So how do I know the difference between guilt, apathy, and shame? They're just lower consciousness. They're lower levels of consciousness. And this is from Dr. David Hawkins, which is really a good one. You can just Google that. Dr. David Hawkins, and so it's a lower vibration, period. I'm not going to say, how do I know the difference between feeling guilty and feeling lonely? I mean, come on, what's the difference? It's a low level consciousness. And the other thing is just acceptance of however I'm feeling, even if I'm feeling a low level of consciousness, I'm going to accept that too. And I want to share this last thing. This is what I saw on Bashar, which is phenomenal, and it's a visual. So he was talking about these low levels. He said, life is like this. Life is like this. And then when you're conscious, life is here, but it's still like this. And then where you get more self-awareness and more consciousness, it is up here. And it's just like this. And it goes up here. And it just goes higher and higher. And that's just by levels of consciousness. I don't know. I just love that.
I love that too, because it's all still a wave. And I do have one quick tag on with guilt because it's related to
Time's up.
Well, too bad. It's related to mother, son, and me with the cats. I took them outside. Long story short, Lexi, one of the cats, was having a rough time coming out of the bag, the leash. She was getting tied up in the harness. I was getting frustrated and angry. She saw that and she got scared. I felt guilty. I felt guilty. I felt guilty. And I had to feel that for as long as I did feel it. And when we went out again, 2 or 3 days later, I remembered what happened and I did something differently with my energy. And I really had to coach myself, talk myself through it, because I was angry again. And she was scared again, but less angry and less scared, and really, really in the present moment, reminding myself of what I'm here to do. I'm here to do something differently. And you said guilt is growth, and there was growth the second time I took her out. And that helped me get over it.
I'm going to have to call not Child Protective Services, Cat Protective Services, and get those girls away from you ASAP and get them over to grandma. Next topic, your turn. Wow, what a great, that was seriously, that was a really good lesson. And it is lessening. Guilt is growth.
So good, and really good to relate it to parent-child caretaking. It's just so easy.
Next topic.
Next topic is patience.
Oh, oops.
Patience. And nothing personal.
Is that really your topic?
It really is.
Oh my goodness! And I just stepped all over it because I was running
we got a limited amount of time. We're on a show, and we're not coming back till next week, so we got to keep it moving. And the topic is: can I have patience and still move quickly? Because patience doesn't necessarily mean moving slow, sluggish, snail pace, not moving. It can. I'm looking to have patience in my body, in my heart, and still get whatever I need to do done in a time limit, maybe even literally run around, race around, move quickly, and that vibration of patience. And that's the topic.
I love that. I'm going to switch it from patience to contentment. Can I feel that vibration of contentment? I get patience. Patience is contentment, isn't it?
It is. Well, like you said, higher level, higher vibration, consciousness.
Yes, patience, contentment, through all of it, patience and contentment, which reminds me is another word. It was the third word I was going to say. I was going to use, but I'm just going to use it. It's destabilizing. destabilizing.
Destabilizing.
So I'm destabilizing from that vibration of contentment. The destabilizing is just a nice way of saying my buttons are pushed or I'm triggered.
I love that, and I'll just sneak in my second word too, and it's a compound.
Time's up.
It's two words. Sorry, there was some static on the line. Anyways, it's stave off. It's two words. Stave off, and it means to avert or delay something bad or dangerous. So yes, stave off. I'm going to stave off what? Keep what next? You.
And I'm going to buttress my point by saying that higher level of that higher energy, that higher vibration, patience, contentment, ease. Yes, looking at the ocean as an example, as an analogy, the ocean, on the top of the ocean, waves, storm, tsunami, and then on the bottom of the ocean is still the ocean. It's peace.
And
So yes, I'm going to say yes. I can feel patience, contentment, even if I'm speeding around, because it's an internal state, or internal. It is a state. Scratch it, internal. It is a state.
absolutely, and staving off these thoughts of I've got to move quicker, and I've got to. I'm running out of time, and all these stories that want to really tell a lie about this internal peace, this internal ocean. For drama.
Oh, now I got chills from that. And so now my practice is my practice is noticing when it's my ego wanting to be fed. My ego feeds on drama. My ego feeds on impatience. My ego feeds on this moment. Something's wrong with this moment. My ego feeds on anger. There's nothing wrong with any of it. I'm just noticing that my ego feeds on it. And it's up to me. Number one, awareness is the work. I need to change it, make something. No, I'm aware of all of it, and that is enough. The awareness is the work. One of the things you said, I was just looking at this today. In fact, I sent the clip to Dane, to Great Dane, one of our friends, and it's this teenager, this guy right here. He's an ice skater. I don't know. This was 6 days ago. It just came up.
The quads.
Yes.
Yes.
Ilya Malinin lands a record 6 quads. And so I watched the performance. I got chills watching it. And then at the end, he's interviewed and he said, after all of his practice, he said, I still had thoughts in my head that I wasn't going to be able to complete this. I wasn't even going to compete. He still had those thoughts. And he said, then I just went back to my muscle memory and I went back to what I've been practicing. But even this great young man who's a world champion now, even has those negative thoughts. So just being aware of it and not, I'm going to say not feeding it, but just being aware of it and practicing not giving those negative stories or thoughts any power.
Staving off those negative thoughts. Compartmentalizing. Those are thoughts, and this is my routine. I'm going to go out and do my routine, and using his muscle memory as a buttress for his performance. You know what's so funny?
You win.
What's so funny when you, because I know you're not into this.
I'm not into any of it.
That's what makes it even funnier.
You won the Olympic word of the day. You won.
And that awareness, I love that awareness. Awareness is the work, seeing clearly, seeing reality in the moment.
Hello? Is this thing still on?
That's all I had to say about that.
Whose turn is it? Yours or mine?
Yours.
Okay, great. I have a quick game I want to play. You ready? You have a pen
Yes.
and a paper?
I do.
Okay. And if anybody's watching, they can play along. Pencil and paper. So as quick as you can, quickly, no thinking, write down 3 words. Write down 3 words that describe the following. Very quickly, just three labels, really quick. Father. Actually, just 2. 2 is good. 1 to 3. Mother. Teacher. Doctor. Homeless. Actor. Athlete. Politician. Rapper. Police officer. Scientist. And I'm done.
All right. I thought you said bother the first time and you said father, so it threw me off.
Not bother. Well, the father does bother.
The father does bother, so I'll write bother for father because I didn't have a word. Okay, well that was fun, I think.
Yeah, father, mother, teacher, doctor, scientist, homeless, actor, athlete, politician, rapper, police officer, just random people with titles.
Yes. Okay.
Random people with titles. And so scratch titles with labels. And for me, anytime I label someone, father, mother, teacher, sibling, I automatically have an expectation and or a judgment of how they are supposed to act. Now, if you want to play, and you don't have to do say the word, but are there any, this is the question, are there any negative judgments about any of those, except for your mother? I know after your mother, it's perfection, more perfection, extra perfection.
That's right. When you said mother, I just kept listing positive words and I didn't even do the rest of them. I just wanted to keep listing positive ones.
I knew that.
Are there any negative judgments? Yes, there are. There are some negative, low vibrational words that I have written.
Oh, would you like to share?
Well, I'll share the words, but I won't share which ones they go to. You just have to know. And I have 4 of them. Well, 5. Including bother for father, even though that wasn't a real one. That's 1. I have talker. Oh, I only have 3. Talker, fake, bum.
Oh,
And those are my negative ones.
oh, just those? Just, you don't have any more negatives?
I don't. They're all have a positive. You want to hear the other ones?
Yes, please.
Duty.
Oh, sorry.
Anyways, well, no, you're right. It looks like the show's time is up. So I'll see you
No,
next
it's
week.
not up. No.
But it's coming up.
You didn't take that personally, did you?
Of course not. That's so funny.
Okay, well, this exercise, okay, can you read your negative labels again, your negative words again, please? And I like that you're not assigning a name to it. I like that.
Fake, talker, and bum, and bother. Some of them are not too hard to figure out.
Come on. I'm doing better.
Right. You're not a bum anymore.
Okay, so this So, as you know, this exercise has a point to it.
I was hoping so. Do we have
And
to
the
wait till next week to hear it?
Maybe not. No, no. And the point is, whatever you label someone else, it's really you're talking about you.
Thanks. What a great game. Lord
Well,
have mercy. Well, listen, on that note, I am going to conclude the show, but first I do want to read the positive words if you don't mind.
go ahead.
Smart, strong, dutiful, caretaker, and badass.
And that's you too.
Ow.
Bam. But let me go back to the when I did this exercise in class, everybody labeled the homeless. It was one word that kept coming up over and over and over and over again. And that word is sad, which is a very low vibrational energy, sad. And it was interesting because we I said, raise your hand if you think it's sad, and every sad, but then people started telling stories about some of the people that are homeless. This one lady, she was very wealthy, not wealthy, but ran a company. She couldn't go inside of a building, so she had to live on the street. All I'm saying is, be mindful of what you label someone else.
Yes, what a great game and exercise and example of what I see outward, what I see in others or in the world is what is living in me. That's really powerful, because I have all these labels, all these other people, other things, and we're always talking about turning it on ourselves, turning it on the mirror. Even the guilt that we talked about earlier. Well, is that guilt coming from what you did or you acted or what I said to you, or is that really just living in me?
It's living in you.
It's living in me, and I can guarantee you and confirm that I had feelings of guilt in other areas of my life, not only being a son, but being a student, a friend, an athlete, an artist, whatever it was.
Yeah, I love, and thank you for playing that game with me.
Yes.
I didn't know how that was going to fly, but I knew if I brought it up, it was going to be.
Absolutely. And I love games and I love exercises.
Oh, okay.
And that does seem like it's getting close to wrapping up the show.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. I'm going to say, what a great show.
Yeah, I agree. That's for you.
This is for you. Yes, very good. And I love our conversations on Saturday, mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more.
Plus more and plus much more.
Entertaining, inspiring, fun, funny, just a combination of spirituality, life, real life. Thank you for sharing this time with me, Nathan. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too, Mom. Thank you.
Everybody else, subscribe or not. We're not going to read your comments because we turn the comments off.